Yo, what is up, everyone? My name is Dom, and we're going to talk about unusual options activity. Alright, so, disclaimer. Now, this is a special disclaimer, not special, but, this is really important for this video. This video is for educational purposes only. The statements made in this programming are solely the opinion of the show and are not a specific inducement to making an investment. One must perform their own due diligence and realize that all investments carry risks. There is no guarantee of profit. Alright, everyone. Now today I don't ever do this, but today I'm going to be specifically talking about two stocks with unusual options activity that are potential short squeeze candidates. So first one I want to bring up is Viewsix. Now, there's not a whole lot of options being traded in this one here. There's some pretty alright volume. Once again, this thing does not trade a whole lot of options here. But you can see right here that this is extremely short term, so it is a hallmark of these types of traders. And surprisingly, it is at the money. It was a little bit out of the money when they were buying these ones. This is a potential short squeeze candidate. This is a company that makes smart glasses. Now it's about 22% sold short. There's really not much to say with this one. I think the fundamentals are pretty all right with this company. If you know Kathy Wood, she's been buying a lot of this stock and is probably one of the biggest shareholders at this point. So I think a lot of people just keep shorting it because it's run up a lot. But there's always good news coming out about this stock. It actually had good news today, so that triggered a little bit of a short squeeze today. 6%. But sometimes it doesn't even matter about the short squeeze with some of these stocks because people rally on Reddit and they buy this stock religiously and do not sell it. So most of the time, the short squeeze happens and these people just keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. So these trades are really risky. This thing used to be 86 cents. Traded all the way up to about 32. It had short squeezes on the way up. You can tell by some of this volatile action. But this thing bottomed around the 150-day moving average at about 13 bucks a share. And now it's on its way higher. It's had some good news come out today that they signed a deal or an agreement with somebody. But this is definitely a short term. This is definitely a short squeeze candidate. And I'm in these calls. I'm in a vertical spread here. Usually for these short squeeze trades, I will just do a straight call. But with this one, I wasn't too confident just doing a straight call, so I just decided to do a spread. I did a very, very wide spread, so it's going to move very nicely if the stock moves up. Next one I want to bring up is Aurora Cannabis. Now I'm trying to bring you guys some short squeeze candidates, that had run-ups in the last short squeeze, but haven't really run up to yet. If you followed the last round of short squeezes by this Reddit cohort, the cannabis stocks were some of the last stocks to take off. I brought up Sundial Growers on the channel yesterday. That one was up about 13% today. And today I'm going to be bringing up Aurora Cannabis. Now, this stock is sold short. About 25% of the float is sold short. As you can see here, hallmark of this Reddit cohort is buying these really, really short-term, cheap, out-of-the-money calls here. Back when this thing was having a short squeeze, back a few months ago, whenever all those other stocks were rallying, there was a whole lot more options being traded. Kind of the same deal with Sundial Growers. I talk a little bit more about that one in my yesterday's video. Now, 17,000 contracts traded of these July 11th 12 strike calls. That is really far out of the money. Hallmark of this Reddit cohort. Now, you got to be careful with these ones. I'm not in Aurora Cannabis yet. I will probably just be, taking a flyer, just entering this trade tomorrow. I'll probably do some June 11th straight calls here. But, I'm going to be careful, going to be diligent about taking my profit, and going to be diligent about, taking it off the table and rolling it up, rolling the calls up if I still think it's going higher. Now, this was kind of this last couple short squeeze this thing has had. It hasn't really moved up a whole lot. I think there's still some potential to get into this one and potentially even play it up to this $18 level. So be careful with these ones, everyone. I'm definitely being careful. So thanks to everyone who's been subscribing. I really appreciate it. Make sure to keep the subscribing up. Make sure to leave a like down below so I know that you guys like the content, so I'll keep making more videos like this or like other ones. So we'll see you in the next one, everyone.